Today's drink is the Frost and Fang, inspired by Rowan. It's basically a coconut mojito with a fruity little bite. To start with, you're gonna grab a handful of mint leaves, throw them in your empty shaker. The ice gets in the way when you're trying to muddle them. Grab your muddler, squish them down until you get essence of mint. Perfect. You're going to add a 1/2 ounce of lime juice. And a 1/4 ounce of simple. And then I'm going to shake it just a little bit with no ice in my brand new shaker that I don't have any problems with. Next, the important part, you're going to add 1.5 ounces of your favorite white rum. Today we're going to use Captain. And we are only going to do a single version of this so it's easier for y'all to adjust, those of you who are watching. You're also going to add 1/4 ounce of cream of coconut. Cream of coconut, not coconut water. Cream of coconut, super important. Perfect. Now we gotta chill our drink, so we're gonna add some ice. Pop on our lid and shake away. And y'all know that we don't do anything plain on Quick Off the Mark. So you're gonna take your glass. You're gonna take some strawberry syrup. You're going to rim it so it looks like blood, because Rowan's got a biting fetish. Add your ice. You can use a strainer if you would like, but I'm just going to use the top of my brand new shaker in case y'all missed that. It's a brand new shaker. Just got it this week. Fill her on up. Now for garnish. We have taken rosemary leaves and dusted them with powdered sugar. Get your Frost and Fang. Add some pomegranate seeds so they look like little droplets of blood. And there, my friends, is the Frost and Fang. Oh, I forgot one ingredient, my bad. We are doing a little bit of club soda. Ours is lime flavored. Y'all can do whatever you want. I wanted a little bit extra lime because I don't really like the coconut, but it's fine. So here is your Frost and Fang. Cheers, Rowan fans. I'm Hayley.
And I'm Jen.
And this is Quick Off the Mark.
Today we're going to be talking about Heir of Fire, the 4th book in the Throne of Glass series. All right, let's just start out of the box with what was your original rating?
I think my original rating was a 4. I really liked this book.
I think I gave it a 5. After I read this book, it changed the entire trajectory of like how I viewed the series going forward. This was when I fell in love with our main characters. I really liked all 3 of them before. I wasn't even crazy. I mean, I liked Dorian, but I wasn't crazy about him until this book. I mean,
I beg to differ, but it's fine. It's fine.
He's just, he's adorable. So I think I gave it a 5. Because for books that I really, really love, especially if it's in a series and I've just rated the other ones mid, and one sweeps me off my feet, you're getting nice bonus points for that. So.
Yeah, this is like the beginning of the end. This is where all like you can feel it, the music.
We're building up. Yeah. I didn't watch Harry Potter, but a lot of people say like the tone of the movies change after when Sirius gets out of yeah, which happens to be my favorite series. So we get our other main characters finally join everyone else.
Yeah, holy side character.
That's right. We're gonna add a lot, and they're all important. So let's kick off then.
Yeah.
The first and most important. Well, that's debatable. Not most important. They're all equally important. Manon. Manon to some. Miss Jackson if you're nasty.
I'm some.
So I'm not gonna lie, the first time I read this book, I was like, every single time her chapters came up, I was livid because Sarah J. Maas does a great job of getting a story going and then literally turning the page and it's someone else.
Yeah.
So, and every single time one of the other storylines was getting really good, we'd always go back to her. And I was like, who is this person? We don't know her. She's not even with our group. I don't think we even have the same goals. And they don't interact. So I was very confused.
Yeah.
But she was giving Banshee vibes, especially in that first scene where she's tracking the guys down in the cabin.
Okay, so she's in the cabin and they're tracking her. So,
yeah, but then she flips it on them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I thought she was going to die because do you remember?
In the first scene? That would be a scream moment.
Yes, I know. But do you remember when she gave us the scene about the slave and then she took out like the mine? She was in the mine?
Yes.
Yes. So that's what I thought was going to happen again. And I was like,
yes.
Okay, sure.
I forgot about that scene. Because you think something's about to happen.
Yes. And it was like right after Nehemia died.
Yeah.
And they were like revolting.
She raised her battle axe.
Yes.
And then she fell to the ground.
Yeah.
But like she was naming all the people that died in her family. It was a moment.
It was a moment. So that's what I thought this was too. And then I didn't realize that like witches were, I thought she was really worried about her life and that she was going to die. But that's not the case. Yeah. So
I don't think she's ever worried about her life.
No, not really.
Yeah.
No.
She's like, yeah, if I do, I do.
But the first read through, I was so mad. Again, just like you. Anytime that she came up, I was so mad.
Yeah. Again, the storyline in this one doesn't do her justice. I think this is her weakest storyline of the whole series.
Oh, yeah. She gets so much better in Queen of Shadows.
And there's just so much infighting, right? With the witches.
Yes.
And you can't...
Nobody likes nobody.
No one likes anyone. They don't even like the people that they are supposed to be liking on their own team inside the clan that they're in. Like, much less want someone from a different...
I think the only ones that get along are the 13, and that's probably because they've just battled it out for the last 100 years, so they get along.
They even talk about how some of them don't even talk, like the twins, right? Yes. They're just always in a bad mood, and they never talk, and never smile, and hate music, and... Yeah.
Yes.
So... It's not a place where you're kind of like, oh, I want to get in on this. You're like, oh, well, they're obviously going to kill each other. And then one will rise out of the ashes and probably be the new villain.
Yeah. So give it some time. You'll adjust.
They are technically villains in this.
Technically. In this one, they are villains, yes. But give it some time.
They lost. So, I think that I felt the same way in this one. Because I knew the 13 better overall.
Yes.
That meant a lot more to me.
Yes.
Manon was still the same character. Yeah.
Sorsha. Yeah. Her death was slightly more traumatizing than Nehemia. I was like, oh, damn.
I was not expecting that.
I was not expecting that either.
So I'm literally laying down on my couch and listening to my first go round.
Yeah.
And it was the end of the book, so you know stuff is getting good. And I'm thinking that she's going to reveal that she's this huge traitor, that she never loved Dorian, that it was all. And then out of nowhere.
And that she was like working for the king.
Yeah. I really thought that it was for the King of Ireland. She had been reporting back to the father and fucking him all the time. That would have been totally General Hospital, so I would have been here for that. But no, she really was just that lame in real life. And she really did just love him and think that she could fix him.
Yeah.
You can't really fix him.
No.
Or you'll get your head cut off. So pick wisely.
Yeah.
Again, she was never going to make it long term. Too boring. Too insecure. Do you think that Dorian really loved her? Or do you think that he was just...
I think it was a rebound.
Filling his time?
I think it was filling his time.
There was never a spark there.
Boring.
When they actually finally kissed for the first time, I was like, ew.
Boring. Ew. You want to talk about how Kale is boring? Sorsha was boring.
I just see her having gray hair at that early age already with the little grandma glasses, just doing her little stuff in the...
Definitely giving teacher's pet.
Yes.
In the worst ways.
A TA from 3rd grade that literally already looks like your grandma.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you know that Eldie was in this book?
I did. Only because I knew that the story was told in this book.
Yeah, I missed that the first time. Completely missed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, with the recollection of the story, with her mom and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Is she in it other than that?
I think she has a scene.
We may fact check, we may not.
Yeah. She is definitely mentioned, though, so.
She's mentioned because it's the whole reason that Aelin is alive is because her mom saved her.
Yes. Yeah. I guess I missed that the first time through.
And then she tells her...
Not that I missed that her mom saved her, but just Eldie in this book. I don't know.
Well, you don't think that anything's going to come of that. It's just that she's a mom to somebody else and she dies, so that little girl loses her mom because she saved Aelin.
Mm-hmm.
And that scene of, tell my mother or tell my daughter, like...
That I love her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, play on that later in life, or later in the story, when Eldie says the same thing, or Lorcan says the same thing, or whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So very much so, would shout out to her mom. Eldie's mom is the true hero. Like, she's the real MVP.
Yes.
She
bought Aelin as much time as she needed.
Well, and she loved her so much, being her caretaker and then paid the ultimate sacrifice. Like, she did her job. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He technically doesn't have any words, but I think Abraxas is a main character. He gets main character.
100%. Flower fields?
Yes. He gives Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. I know he's not a dragon. The whole dragon, wyvern, thing.
I haven't seen How to Train Your Dragon. I've heard that it's so good and also so very emotional. So big, yeah.
Yes. He's a big old... I just love Abraxas when he smells flowers, and like the whole fight scene when he kills the big... Like when he and Manon kill the big wyvern that she wanted from her originally, whatever its name was. It was Titus.
Titus, yes. Yeah. Everybody's fighting over the one.
Yes. That whole scene, I was like, oh, yes, because I love a true underdog story.
So, let me take back what I said. Which, again, I love all of these storylines in this book. 5 out of 5 still to this day.
Mm-hmm.
But about Manon, her second read-through, it did get better. But the one part of her story that stood out to me was that fight. Mm-hmm. And the, the sacrificing and all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. It wasn't even the infighting. It was Abraxas being the bait animal and like legitimately being the winner because that's just who he is in his soul.
Yeah, he has a fight.
He's not gonna give up.
He's not gonna give up. Yeah.
Yeah, scrappy.
Mm-hmm.
Manon's scrappy too. They fit each other so well.
So well.
And then she goes and picks him, and he embarrasses her by.
Mm-hmm.
You mean you can't leave? What are we doing here?
Yeah. And then when they save Keeley.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's.
Oh, they don't save Keeley. They save Keeley's
rider. We're so tired, you guys. I'm so sorry.
It's in there somewhere.
We're having a little bit of brain fog right now, and if we get delirious, just go with it. Yeah.
Chaos.
Yeah.
But that whole scene was super cute.
Yeah, the blue blood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can see like Manon's like legitimate growth through the whole thing.
But which is so funny to me because it's not even growth. It's just her immediately. There is no contemplation. There's no consideration. She's just doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
But she's almost doing it in rebellion of what the witches think is the right thing. So
yes, specifically her grandmother.
Oh, her grandmother can go straight to hell.
Straight.
She is a from the get. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we curse on YouTube? We can bleep it out if we can't. But she deserves it, and that's what she is.
Yes.
Right from the jump. Straight up tells Manon that she is too weak to be the leader of the group.
Especially after she picks Abraxas. Yeah. She's like, you're embarrassing me.
Sorry, your face embarrasses me. Like, what do you want from me? You keep those irons out all day, Grandma.
Yeah, they're rusted. That's gross.
Did you know we can see you? Did you look in the mirror before you went out?
Dental. Go to the dentist.
Yeah, which you realize that's why she is the way she is, right? Mm-hmm. Like, that's who raised her.
Made. She was made.
Yep.
She was made that way.
Yep.
The last big main character we get in this book is my boy Adian.
This is the hottest Adian is in the entire series in this book because...
I think it's the next book.
Well, we could debate that.
Yeah.
So Adian, when he first comes on the scene, I was a big fan of, strictly because he is BDE all over town, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we obviously know he's very gorgeous. He's the general. He's got a whole pack of guys that will literally put their line on the line for him. Like, he is trustworthy. His guys believe in him. They choose him.
Mm-hmm. The Bane. Throwing parties all over town.
Literally, he's a playboy fuckboy.
Yep.
And our dudes don't like him. And they don't trust him. And sus.
Yeah, he almost immediately puts Kale in his place. He's like,
whoa, it's not that hard.
No, well, yeah.
He does what now?
Nothing.
No, what does he do?
No.
Go ahead.
No, I don't even remember what he says. He basically tells him to sit down and shut up, though.
Somebody has to.
Well.
And Dorian's like, yeah, that guy. I mean, he's around.
I don't really like when he comes around.
The thing about Dorian is this entire book, he is just up Sorcerer's butt. If you're wondering where Dorian is, he's always at Sorcerer's workplace. Tell me how fun that relationship is.
Weird.
With their creepy boss. I imagine that they just have some sort of relief station in the side of the room, you know? Like a stool with a bucket.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. Sorry, graphic.
Super
just giving
graphic.
vibes.
Just giving vibes.
Sorry, but Adian, he does walk in. He's got the long blonde hair. He is that guy. He's the slut of Otterlin.
Otterlin's whore.
Otterlin's whore, excuse me. Yes.
Yeah.
Which we love. A man who gets his money.
Mm-hmm.
But...
And he's... Spoiler alert. Ta-da! He has been deceiving the king for like 10 years.
So this is your reminder, per usual, that we are a spoiler-full podcast, and there's going to be spoilers about any and everything on here.
Literally.
In the Throne of Glass series. So if you haven't read it yet, please go back, read it, or get the spoilers from us and then go read it anyway. Because I'll get spoilers all day and still finish.
Yes.
Adian, also, he's the only living relation to Aelin, right?
Yes.
So we know something that he doesn't know, which I think is always a fun thing in books when you know something that one of the main characters doesn't know.
Yes.
Because usually we're not privy to that.
Right.
And we're just like, this man walking around like a fool. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's going around saying that he's, throwing these parties, leaving the parties in the, very hooded cloak and going off just to go hang out with Ren. And
he's very much playing his part. Right? He's playing what the king wants him
correct.
to. Right.
Yeah. I don't think that he's not Otterlin's whore, but I don't think he is Otterlin's whore. I think that he's doing what he has to get done to get things done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kale finds out that he's going and sneaking around. And I just love that Adian is mad that he tracked him. He's like, what are you doing here? I'm throwing a party.
Yeah.
Well, I saw you sneak out. But why are you following? I said what I said, but why are you following me?
Why are you following me? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, he's been holding secrets and doing the ultimate kind of Clue patchwork game behind the scenes to get things done the way that he needs to get done. And not in a malicious way, just in a, hey, something's up.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be prepared.
He has a plan.
Some sort of man with a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's the general for a reason, because he can lead the troops and he can lead the people.
Mm-hmm. And he's proved it over. I mean, he had to work his way up, right? Because was from Harrison, and he was.
Well, he was also the hand to the queen, so he had something going in.
Right, but I mean, if you're working for the king of Otterlin, he needs to be like, now you got to prove myself, and that's what Adian talks about. If he works his way up from the bottom, because he had to earn the trust, hence the ring that. Doesn't.
Oh, for the new,
yeah, for the new king, not the king that was butchered, the shitty king.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Secrets. Back to when Kale was like, I followed you, but why are you here? He goes, oh, by the way, Aelin's alive. That cousin that you thought was dead and you were supposed to swear your life to and fight forever and you grieved all those years ago, she's alive.
But I sent her to Winland.
I do know where her apartment is, though, just in case you were wondering. She bought it back after she got freed
Before she went to the salt mine.
from Mr. Hama himself. Yeah, yes.
Before
And
her
then
life really went to shit.
turns out, after she got that apartment, she had to go to the salt mines, and then she had to live in the glass castle because we made her fight in this competition to be an assassin. Who knew she was already an assassin?
So weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
now
then-
she's in Winland. And
Yeah. Crown of Midnight happened, and I got very upset and had to protect her in the most jealous and naive way possible.
Mhm.
And I said, to Winland.
Yes. To your aunt that your mom
Turns
tried to
out
name.
that's where her family lives. And
Both the good side of her family and the bad side of her family.
let's talk about Winland, Aelin / Elena, which that's something else we'll get to. She's the most fun she's ever been.
She's drunk.
Drunk on a rooftop, talking to the birds. I'm sorry. Spirit,
Yeah,
move me.
yeah.
Honestly. And then when Rowan in his Fae form comes up, she's like, shoo bird, don't bother me. Not today.
Mm-hmm.
Can
Can you imagine what he was thinking though? He's probably like,
this bitch.
she stinks. She's drunk.
She hasn't bathed in days.
She's wandering around
Continues to vomit on herself.
like
She's just walking around talking about how she's supposed to murder people, but not today, Satan. Is this the right girl?
this cannot be her.
I will say she has a lot of one-liner jokes to herself in that very first chapter that I LOL'd at a lot. She's
Yeah.
not really a funny person throughout the
No.
series, but they're thriving. And in the sassy, the talk back with Rowan and Maeve even, when she gets brought in to see her, just, what are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna do to me?
And then she only gets more sassy.
She is in a bad place.
She's in an
That's when your
awful
sense
place.
of humor really can cultivate is when you're in a dark spot.
Yeah, she's in a rough place.
Yeah.
A rough place. But Aelin and Rowan, they get off to a very
After he sees her drunk, he turns back into his human form and says, you, me, go this way. And she said, okay. I knew this was going to happen anyway. I've just been waiting on you. Literally doesn't give it a fight.
No,
Been waiting.
Been waiting.
Let's go. Her beautiful Aunt Maeve standing there saying, my knees.
Yeah, that your mom hid me from, and we're just
Literally the one thing that her mom said was, don't go hang out with your Aunt Maeve. And she was, I was looking for you this whole time.
yeah. When I thought it was funny when Aelin Selena first meets Rowan, and she's like, he's the broodiest warrior type I've ever met. There's just so much like one line foreshadowing
Yeah.
in this book. It cracks me up. Yes, he is going to be the broodiest person that you're never gonna meet.
I'm not gonna lie, the first time I read this book, I did not think that Rowan was gonna be it because they are so
Toxic.
from the start, they very much so actually want to hurt each other physically, emotionally,
He
mentally.
punched her and then laughed. I thought it was kind of funny when you punched her
She
in the
kind
face.
of
She did deserve it.
Yeah. I feel like she can't handle it. She's Fae. She can heal very quickly.
Yeah. But you know how mad you have to be just to haul up and punch somebody
He
in the
seems
face?
also very mad in this
Oh, he's
book.
so mad. He's
He's also
mad.
not in a good place. And then he bites her. Like he really, really bites her, blood and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel they're just physically aggressive people.
Mm-hmm.
So they're also that being Fae has to bring some sort of a feralness out in you when you're in your Fae form.
I think it does. I
Yeah.
think they talk about it.
It's just very animalistic. It's raw. It's, what are you going to do? If I was to fight Lila, she would bite me too.
Yeah.
She can't punch. She doesn't have opposable thumbs, but
Yeah.
yeah.
The toxicity and just the walking red flags really crack me up. Because after he bites her, he's like, oh, you don't bite women of other males. Sir?
Girl, so you can taste kale in that bite?
Yeah.
Because it's been a while. It's been months since she's
Mhm.
been around him, much less had sex with him. It was because she was still in the castle after they broke up with Nehemia. So it's been quite a minute since they've even touched each other, really,
Mhm.
in a biblical way. And he's like, oh, I can taste him on you.
Yeah. But let me go ahead and bite you anyways.
I mean, he really liked it. For me personally, I believe that this is when he should have known.
you would think he's old.
Babe, you tasted her blood. You knew at that moment.
No, but instead we're going to burn slower than Bones and Seeley do in the TV
I will
show
be
Bones.
getting on a soapbox about this. I will.
So
The
slow.
slowest slow burn of entire.
So slow.
It's on the entire world, obviously.
That's gotta be gone up there though.
It was not fun for me the first time reading through the slow burn. I would ask her every single day in the morning, are they gonna have sex today?
Yeah.
Like, she's like, you're still nowhere near it. A book later, are they gonna no, you're still nowhere near it. The next.
Yeah.
But the thing is, mind you, he thinks he had a mate. He thinks that, you only get one of those, and he thinks that she's, this batshit girl that can't contain her abilities, and
Yeah. And he thinks that she's like a spoiled brat and that she's entitled, and then it all changes when he sees the scars on her back.
so that was a very quick turn of events. That was after they were doing the fire training. So that was the other half of the book. That's after like part 2.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to help her like control with the fires. She ends up losing control, burning him. This is the first time she burns him.
Mm-hmm.
Won't be the last. And he's actually supposed to be the one that's getting a bath and getting helped because he got burned or whatever. They say, come on, lady, let's go to the bathtub.
Mm-hmm.
She's hyperventilating because she overextended herself. And he gets in her ear. At that point, when did he not see the scars? Because he like speaks in her ear to say, breathe. That's how they say it in the book. Breathe.
Oh, right, because it was all happening at that like festival that they were throwing, and she was supposed to maintain the fire.
Right, so he
whatever.
sits with her at the tub, and he's like goes to get drinks or something, comes back, and that's when she had started bathing, so she didn't think about hiding, I guess.
Yeah.
And we get the whole "who did this to you?"
Yes. Yeah. It really, it goes from absolutely flipping hating each other to toleration.
It's because her life gets put on the line so many times. Because before that, you have to remember, also was when they were chased in the forest, and he like has to have her up against a tree to keep her safe because she's.
Oh, because they were tracking the thing.
Yes. Yeah. They go too far past the line, and they're stuck in the forest where there's these.
There's like the shapeshifter thingies, and then there's the other thing, the Vogs. Yeah.
I can figure my book and bookmark it.
No, it's okay. I think yeah, there's two different things.
They're not full Vogs.
No.
We're incorrect here.
No, because they are.
We're gonna pause just for 1 second. Technical break. We're back. Good thing that we actually took a break because our battery died and we had to re-up anyway.
We're having quite the day.
But we did do the due diligence, and they were skinwalkers. So they had been doing some Vogue investigation because at this point we don't know that they're Vogue, but we just know that there's something out there in the areas that are basically sucking the souls out of these people.
Yes.
Selena was in a field with Rowan. At one point, it came upon her. She somehow escaped it, which was crazy lucky for her.
It did some damage.
It did a lot of damage mentally, for sure.
Yeah. And it's new to Rowan because they talk about in the books how weird things are in Windland anyways, like weird creatures, but this is new to Rowan. He's never seen something like this before.
It's like a gate of,
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like a new entity that they're...
I mean, they have new stuff coming through a lot, so they have to figure it out. And being who they are, the oldest Fae and all that stuff, royalty, they have to... Or of royalness, of demigodness, they have to do the work and figure out what it is. And it's these huge questions. They think they're on the right path. They cross the line. They know that they're not supposed to, by the way. And these skinwalkers chase them. He has to throw her up against a tree to make sure she doesn't breathe too hard, and they hear them. It's giving, what's the movie where they can't talk?
The Quiet Place.
The Quiet Place.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
My brain's working.
Yes.
It is giving the Quiet Place.
And I think that was the moment that Rowan went from hate, or disdain to
Love.
low than liking in a minimum way.
In a very minimum way.
She's cute.
She's cute. He did let her, like, plan the trap. They did work together.
He even lets her do his tattooing.
Yes.
Like, they're getting closer. They're
getting
forming
closer.
a friendship. I don't think he's wondering yet, but she's definitely wondering, what is this between us?
Yes.
That's untangible. Like, it's the tangible thing or untangible, sorry.
Right.
Yeah. And you see glimpses of it. Like, I don't know what this is. Or, I am not your friend.
Yes. Yes. And,
Are we friends then? Now, why don't you throw me up against the wall without your clothes on?
yes. Yeah.
But no.
But no.
We're not going to do that.
No, we're not going to do that. We're just going to beat the ever-living hell out of each other when we are training.
Yes.
Because I'm stubborn and I don't really like my fire because I had this guy and he tortured me and he made me hate everything about my fire. So I really don't like it, and can we just not?
Yeah. But here's the thing. Like, I don't really think that her reason for not liking the fire
Started way earlier than that, you're right.
Of course.
Yeah.
And then, like, he made it seem like that was her burden to bear, right?
Yes.
So she had one traumatic event that then spiraled and she had no one there to guide her. She had airbend. So.
Gross.
Yeah.
Gross.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they had to get it out one way or another, so they got it out on the battlefield.
That's true. And to be super fair, I probably would have had to have been trained the same way. I'm stubborn and I really don't like to be told what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have to probably.
Well, I've been on my own since I was 10.
Right.
What makes you think that you get to boss me around, sir? Also, let's not lie. Rowan is the guy that cannot do anything without being in a relationship, because he went from having his soulmate, which we know it's not. Sorry, spoiler. Like, very much so, he's had this mate, and as soon as she dies, he makes the blood oath to Maeve. Immediately.
Yeah. Somehow I thought that was before, you're right, but no, it's after.
Yeah, it's after. So he just, like, makes one mistake after the other because he doesn't really... He's in denial about most things, I'll say. Oh, God, he's in denial about things throughout the entire series.
Yes.
Like, who Aelin is internally.
Yes.
Yeah. No, she's gonna wait on me. Where is she?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they fit each other so well because she says she's gonna do something. He says, okay. And then she actually goes and does it. And he's like, yeah, that's her. That's my girl.
Yeah.
She did that thing. She didn't fucking tell me about it. But I had to go over there when the cops called. But she did that. Like, aren't you proud? I feel like that's their entire...
Yeah. And there's, like, so much irony. Like, they are kind of a mirror of each other, because he's like, oh, well, you like to suffer. You collect scars because you want proof that you're paying for whatever sins you committed. Brother, you have a tattoo on your face.
You not only want them to show, but you made sure they showed.
Yes.
You got them printed.
Yes. They could have been, covered, but you started that thing at your hairline.
Yeah. And the whole story?
The whole thing.
You didn't even give a synopsis. You wrote the whole fucking
thing.
story.
Start to finish.
I'm sorry. Who has time to sit... That's like people with the long bumper stickers at a red light. Ma'am, I really want to read this, but the writing is too small and I have to get too close to your bumper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're the same, kind of.
They are, 100%.
It's just super, super funny.
Mm-hmm.
But they go from absolutely disdain, loathe, to more than tolerate. They like each other eventually. Like when...
No, there's a real friendship. This was maybe after the fire incident. It was when he found the scars and he says, you're not sleeping alone anymore. You're sleeping in my bed every night.
Yes.
I was so confused the first read through.
Like, why?
But why?
That was such a jump.
Yes.
Such a jump.
You're sitting in my bed every night. Oh, so we can play the let's not touch game?
For the next...
What does the bed have to do with the scars that
months.
she earned in the salt mines?
Yeah.
Because she blew up literally on him. Is that why? That has nothing to do, sir.
I don't know.
Listen, I'm here for it. I wouldn't say no either.
No.
But you're going to be with me 24/7 now. I'm going to watch you sleep. Okay.
Yeah. Like, just laid it
And that's when it
super
becomes,
nice
it crosses that line. He says, I'm not your friend. I'm still training you. And then whatever this is, we'll have to figure it out together. Well, no fucking shit. I love when people say just obvious stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No, we don't have to figure it out. There's nothing to figure out here. There's not lies and collusion and gaslighting on a monumental, world-altering sense.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I think we just say it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. But no, she continually has to approve herself to him. Like, even after the scars, he's still, like, kind of a dick to her. And then she has to save everybody, and then he's like, I will follow you to whatever end because you're needed. And that's finally when he just, like, gives up.
Mm-hmm.
But then now you're fucked because you're tied to my aunt who's a sociopath.
To be fair, the to whatever end part comes in, like, after this scar scene. Because when he goes, I'm not your friend, I'm your trainer or whatever, and then whatever this is, we'll find out, and she goes to whatever end. Which I didn't realize that was going to be a, like, thing throughout the book. But I didn't know what that means, and I don't know that I even still really know what that means. Like, to whatever end, you mean like till we die? Or is that what we're saying? We're just trying to make it fancy?
Yes.
To whatever end.
Yes.
So,
we're in it
forever
together.
is what
Forever.
they're saying.
Yes.
So, because they knew if she was like together forever, we would be like, I'm sorry, what? Can you repeat yourself? This man who punched you in the face not even like 20 chapters ago.
I'm not saying he's not full of red flags.
No. No. Also, when he uses Luca as a bait in the freezing water.
Wild.
And she gets so mad at him. But then she tells him the story about Nehemia.
Yeah.
And she gives the whole ugly truth. You know, she says that she was assassinated. And his first question, I believe, is what happened to the men? And she tells him that they were taken care of. I did what I had to do, basically. And his immediate reaction is A+. You did the correct. Not only did he, like, confirm her feelings about doing the right thing, he validated them by saying, I obviously would have done the same thing, too. And then I would have burned their families and their families' and the house and the crop that they have in their backyard.
Yeah.
May God have mercy on their dog's soul.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I left alive.
Legitimately. He's like, I mean, you did great, but I would have done a little bit more. But no, you did fantastic.
You
Don't
did
let
great.
anybody tell you didn't do it right. Meanwhile, Kale's still having nightmares about whatever she did to Archer Fenn at his house. Like,
It was in the sewer, but yeah.
Kale is not having it. He's very broody about Aelin.
He's really...
For somebody that had a real big problem with most everything she did, you sure are backtracking a lot. He misses her so loudly for the whole book.
Yeah.
But I will say this about Kale. He is trying to find a resolution, and he's the only one that's actually actively trying to find
Right. Yes.
resolution for everyone.
Right.
Dorian's fucking with his magic and Saoirse's coochie. Aelin, Selena, we'll come about that in a second. They're over here fucking in a field with all their clothes on. Manon is the more you know with the 13.
Yes.
Kale is actually over here. He's making plans. He's talking to people that are against everything that he stands for, the rebels. He's
hopped on the Adian train. He's like, all right, well, I guess we're doing this
Adian's
together.
my ally now.
Yeah, wild.
This guy, surfer dude. And he's even lying to his dad, saying he's going to come back to NEL, playing the game with the king even. I mean, he's doing some background stuff.
Furthering the plot. Nobody else is really furthering the plot right now, but it's, yeah.
Well, they're furthering the plot in a different way. He's actually furthering the plot of the storyline, I think.
Yeah.
Days of our lives. Somebody's got to do something.
Somebody has to do something.
Got to be starting something. Yeah. Kale's storyline is mostly with Adian and Ren and Alsbrook.
Murdoch.
Murdoch, sorry.
It's Ren Alsbrook.
As soon as I said it, I thought that.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to our, there's some to our Dorian and Kale love story.
Well, there's a lot.
They're mad at each other.
They're not mad at each other. It's just tension between, you took my girl. Well, she wasn't the girl I thought she was. Well, you can't choose which parts of her to love. Yeah. So you should have left her with me because I would have loved her the right way. But now I'm heartbroken and I have to be with her. And I can't even really be around you.
But we can have dinner together one last time.
But I love you, man. Like, I want you to know that at the end of the day, I still think about you.
Yeah.
They don't really hang out that much, you're correct. When they do, it's very passive-aggressive, tense, in that boy way. But Kale's very much, I love you. I just can't accept her. And he says, you have to accept all of her or else you shouldn't have taken her. Mm-hmm. That's really the fight they keep going back to.
Yes.
The end of the book is the ultimate, like, kaboom. And Kale and Dorian...
Yeah, because they literally, like, make up right before that. They're truly back to their roots, friends again, because Kale tells Dorian everything. He tells him about Adian, he tells him about...
Well, Dorian overhears some stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kale, of course, has to clarify. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I didn't want you to know because I didn't want...
To put you in a bad place.
Right, because I didn't want my knowledge used against you.
Bullshit, but okay.
Yeah. And he straight up says that his priority has been and always will be keeping you safe.
He does. And he very much says, no matter who may come and go in our lives, my only main man, only main person, only main bitch is you. And Dorian says, I know. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You too, boo. He doesn't say that part, but you feel it.
You do feel it.
Yeah. So the Kale Dorian love story, your favorite scene?
My favorite scene.
Is it my favorite scene? The end of the book? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll save that for the last because it's I yelled.
I think you texted me.
I texted her immediately. No, it was later, but it wasn't 4 a.m. There was another one before 4 a.m. because I had a whole book for you at that point. But I literally...
You did send me a book.
I think that I screamed. And then 2 paragraphs later, something big happens again. Screamed even louder. Thought I woke up my neighbors. And then the biggest thing happens. And I literally... I had to open the door and scream out loud because I wanted people to hear how disgusted I was at that point. And then I immediately text you in all caps, sweet baby Dorian.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like this book really starts the big things that we see on TikTok and Instagram or whatever, the things that people really like. When the normal people.
The clickbait,
the people that have emotions, they get really like, the cry. That starts in this book. I don't think you really see a lot of that in any of the other books, but like the line, like big dramatized lines, like the musicians when they were wearing mourning black because and then when she...
That's a great one, but honestly the singer that dies in Crown of Midnight is more moving to me than that one.
Yeah, when she like worked her way up so she could perform in front of the king.
And then she lists off the family members that he's killed.
Yes.
Like, that's a diva. I love that.
Yeah.
And the orchestra is touching, but they're kind of just doing what she did and regurgitating it.
A little bit.
Again, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And it's a political statement. I get it. Power to the people. Mm-hmm. But they also knew what they were getting into. I feel like all of them knew that they were going to be the sacrificial lambs. And going into that and doing it and knowing it's scary. I think it also really put on a platform what the King of Ireland was doing to the public. Mm-hmm. Like, they were all gone the next day. And no one can be like, well, that didn't happen. We don't have to go to the theater anymore because there's no one there. Yeah. I think this was a tipping point for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. The tides start to turn. A lot more people are noticing things are not as they should be in Aurelia. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. Hands down. What else? Yeah. I think this book for sure has the most Rowan fan art stuff because they love the fighting. They love the long hair. They love They love when he's mean to her.
Yeah.
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 I do too.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. You get a lot of like her. She really starts to talk about her backstory, and you finally get the in a land long since burned to ash, there was a queen who loved her kingdom very much.
Yeah.
That line gets me a little bit.
That's a good one. I like the Fireheart. Why are you scared?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got that one in this one too.
Yeah, because Rowan starts calling her Fireheart, and she's like, I wonder if he knows how much that means to me, because that's what her mom used to call her, was Fireheart. Yeah, super cute.
That one has a lot more meaning, obviously, in Kingdom of Ash. But this is where we get it for the first, and a kingdom long ago. That's, to me, that line will always be Aelin reading to her kids later on after the story closes. The perfect ending to everything could be. It's very Katniss.
It is very Katniss Everdeen.
Yeah. That would be her reading. It's how you see everywhere with Fourth Wing. It's Jasenia reading to Violet and Satan's kids. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like obviously Aelin gets screwed through this entire series.
It's debatable. Is it just the consequences of her actions, though?
No, her animal form is a human.
Oh, well, that is gypped, I will say.
And all the cadre has cool things. Like one's
super
a wolf,
cool things.
One's an osprey. You got Rowan.
We meet Lorcan.
Nobody knows what Lorcan's other form is if he has one.
It's death.
It's death.
It's death.
Yeah, that's
badass.
But her animal form is a human. A human. A human.
How is that even possible? Can someone explain that to me? Because she's a human anyway.
Wait, when her parents were alive, was she just walking around with elongated canines in ears?
No, because I don't think that she was in her Fae form then, was she?
So she was just in her human form? Her animal form?
Yeah, because I think you have to, activate it, the case of, change.
Sure.
Yeah, transform. It's not the word he used, but...
Okay. Sure.
Shift. That was it. He's like, shift. And she's like, no. And he bites her. Yeah. Again, I would just feel very, very gypped in the long run. Now, the flip side of that is she also literally turns into fire, like a raging fire in her body.
That'd be cool.
And she can also control the fire, make it expand.
Make all things out of the fire.
How can you become, maybe that's her, Fae animal form.
When she does all the cool things.
Just fire. Yeah.
Fire. Maybe.
Yeah.
I hope so. It's got to be better than
maybe that's what it is.
Human.
She's human with the ears and the teeth, the Fae attributes. But really, since she can't be on fire all the time, her Fae form is fire. And she just has to activate it.
Well, I think later when she gets control of it, I think she's actually able to activate her fire. That's not the right word, but that's what we're going with. When she's not in her Fae form. I think she can do it as a human. Like when they're battling later, I don't think she's actually in her Fae form. I think she can do it as a human.
That is the one complaint I have about it, is I never really know which form she's in, because she's got 2 legs, 2 hands, one face.
It's not like she's flying around squawking at us.
Right. And when she comes out after she's already shifted, she's still in her Fae form, and she notices everyone's looking at her weird.
Yes.
And she can't shift back. Yeah. Oh God, I forgot.
Yeah, and then what's the old man's name?
Oh. Google it. While you're Googling it, I'm going to talk about how sweet that old man is.
So sweet.
Let's just talk about, he is the guy from Up, the neighbor.
Yes.
That's who he is in this story. He is just the linchpin. He sticks up to Rowan for her. Emrys, yes. Luca and Emrys, yes.
Yeah. When she can't shift back, he's like, it's okay, we knew.
I knew your mom. I don't know if you know this, but
And then he lectures Rowan about how much of an asshole he was to her.
Yeah, and he was.
Yeah.
He's like, you've got to quit being mean to that girl. Do you
know who she is?
Do you not see that she's in a really bad spot? She doesn't need yelling at her. Grow up, man. What?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then when they're telling stories, they're like literally shitting on the Fae, and Rowan's just like sitting outside listening.
Yeah, and when he's the hawk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she just sees a flutter in the woods after the story's over. Come back, come back.
Yeah.
He's just a very broody, silent goober, and like goober, but I don't want to say warrior because I'm not giving him that credit in this book.
I don't know.
Bro?
Bro?
You gotta give him bro.
Kind of give him bro.
Kind of give him bro. You know, he used to work out.
Yeah, he's giving him bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've been in my hawk form a lot lately. You wouldn't get it.
Basically.
Me and the cadre just go out every weekend.
Oh, the cadre.
Having threesomes with Lorcan.
No, anybody seen Vaughn?
Vaughn, that guy disappears. He's the worst.
Yeah.
Like, we get there, he gone. You gotta meet my friend Femrez. Oh my god. Oh, that's not the cadre. We get Gabriel, we get Lorcan,
Yes.
we get... Fenris doesn't show up yet.
I think Fenris is there.
Fenris comes with Gabriel.
The Connell doesn't come.
Yes. And of
Because
course,
only a couple of them show up to help.
right.
Yeah.
I think it's just those three.
I think it is.
Or Lorcan doesn't show up for that, does he? He shows up later.
No, Lorcan's there.
So
Because
this is
Lorcan
those
and
three.
Fenris are holding him back. She's out there battling,
Yes.
and they're
yes,
holding
yes,
him back,
yes.
and he's like losing his ever-loving mind. Maybe they all did show up, except Vaughn. I don't think Vaughn showed up.
Donald doesn't show up.
Oh, he doesn't?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
So it was them. Fenris, Gabriel, Lorcan all show up. Which I love that they just come prancing in their animal form, and she's like, I just imagine them walking, and she goes, literally, I'm sorry, I have to go also blow up this force field. It's no big deal. I'll be
Yeah.
right back.
And then Gabriel's looking at her like, you look like you could be my kid.
Funny story.
Close.
Oh, let me take you through the twists and turns of the family tree.
Almost, but not quite.
Yeah. So again, more characters that we get to meet and that bring a lot to the story ultimately.
Mhm.
I'm glad to know that Rowan does have friends. He's not just the worst. But they're all friends, not by choice, but they've all taken the blood oath. So friends by...
Association.
Yeah. Obligation.
Obligation's a better word.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes Rowan talks about how they're not friends, they're just warriors.
They're just part of this group.
Yeah.
But I think that
They were all forced to be a part of the group. Not a single one of them was like, this is exactly what I want to do with my life.
Legitimately, you have to make the blood oath. It's not that someone makes you do it.
I think she pretty much made them. She bamboozled them all into it.
Oh, I forced you with my boobies. Did you get lost in them?
That's a hot take from Maeve.
Literally.
No matter how much people said that she was attractive, that's not computing.
It's giving Elvira for me. That was who I always assumed that Maeve was. Just on her Elvira throne,
It's
giving the hair.
Cruella de Vil.
Cruella de Vil?
Yeah.
Mm. Okay. I mean, I could see it. I don't want to give her that much credit.
That's fair.
Yeah. Respect to Elvira, but she's...
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she also has that kind of air about her, well, I'm never going to lose. I'm always right.
Right.
These are my men. These are my people. Which is funny because for someone that needs so much from Aelin, ultimately,
Yeah.
girl, you need to come at the situation a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we do find out that Maeve is holding Rowan and the cadre, the blood oath, like making them do things that they don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what they signed up for, this is not it for all of them. They're just doing her dirty work now.
Mm-hmm.
And they all hate it, but they can't get out.
No, they can't get out. Yeah.
So Aylin's like, well, we're going to fix that.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that when she walks in, she's gonna do it again, but when she walks in after she's like received Rowan's blessing or whatever, quote unquote,
received Rowan's blessing.
And she's allowed to talk to Maeve because the facade has gone and they're like friends or whatever. But she walks into that
so ceremonial. It's so bullshit,
right? But she walks in as Selena, I think, even though she's like become Aelin, because in the book, she refers to herself, or like she gets referred to as Selena until she accepts that she's Aelin, and then it's Aelin from there on out. But I think when she walks she's playing the part again, and she's playing Selena, and she's acting really naive to get Maeve on on the defense basically. So she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna play this poor pitiful thing that you think that I am," and I'm not
playing the assassin. She's playing the...
Yes, she's playing Selena.
She's talking the talk is what she's doing.
But she's already accepted the fact that she's Aelin, Ashriver, Galathinius.
By that point in the book, yes. But for the majority of the book, I won't say the majority, at least half, we're still referencing her as Selena.
Yes.
Drive me up a wall. Thank goodness the first book, when they did the Lilith thing, or Lillian. They only actually called her Lillian like twice.
That
was a very, And the Elena with Naemia. Alentia, whatever.
Yeah.
Elena's the other bitch.
Oh, yeah. Elena's,
Yeah, she actually is different,
But
so, I thought it was going to be one of those kind of, we could use either or. But
no.
Fact of the matter is we cannot, because Aelin Ashriver Galathinius has a lot of, she's got a lot of crown to wear. She's going to have that name and a lot of weight on her shoulders. And unfortunately, a lot of responsibility comes with that name. So you can't just hide with it. No. You can with Selena, even being known as the, Arlen's assassin.
There's no hiding with Aelin.
Yeah, a lot is going to be expected of you, from you, and very little thanks will be given.
Yes. But she's a bad bitch because she was like, "Ooh, let me turn your city into fire." And Maeve's like, "It's built in stone." And she's like, "But your people are
not. They will burn."
When I read that scene, I was like, yes.
I thought that was amazing. My city is made of stone. First of all, gross.
Yeah.
Second of all, aesthetics are not it. Third of all, stone will not stop fire.
No.
There's air, and air keeps the fire moving along.
And there's a lot of trees. You have a lot of trees.
You have a lot of trees, quite frankly. And everything that's on top of that stone, flammable. Also, I can just throw it. Like, I don't know if you know it.
I can shoot you with this arrow that I can make.
I love this book. We've talked about that. But it was Hunger Games-esque the entire way through.
Yes.
God, there was one part where I literally saw in my mind's eye Aelin giving the
yes.
the district signal. Happy Hunger Games. Yes. Yeah. Yes, it's a lot of going to the capital, especially because we go back and forth between all of them. We see the disparities between the different situations. Right. Yeah.
Because Maeve really doesn't like Faye. And she definitely doesn't like Demi Faye.
No. There's a lot of internal hate against all of the different kinds.
Yes.
Poor Dorian still doesn't even know what his magic is.
No. And now he's suppressing it with Snorshow. Well, not anymore.
Well, that was, again, why is that your goal, is immediately to suppress it?
Because, I don't know.
I'd be like, why does no one else have it but I do?
I don't know. He's immediately like, I don't want this.
I mean, he wonders that, but yeah.
Instead of, well, I mean, I guess you don't have anywhere to train it, but I'd be like making icicles in my bedroom or something. I don't know.
100% yes. Do you want to build a snowman? Yeah, let's lean in. Let's figure it out, and then you can fix the ultimate problem here, which is your dad.
Yeah.
He still doesn't know his dad is a bad guy at this point, and I don't know how.
They're just not obviously paying attention.
Yeah. To be fair, even Kale, realizes at the end of the story that...
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They're all very separate at this point, and I just need the band to get back together.
It takes a very long time for the band to get back together.
If Aelin was with, even in Dorian's general vicinity, she would be encouraging him to learn about his magic and use it. She did for the 2 seconds that she was there before she had to bounce. when she found out that he had the magic.
Yeah.
I feel that if, Kale and Aelin were around each other very much so, they wouldn't not have gotten back together. But I do think that she would have probably helped save him a lot of wasted time, effort, putting your faith in the wrong people. He's got a lot of trust issues now, which understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Your dad and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's on different pages, and by the end of the book, we're on even farther. We're on different planets now.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Aelin did a lot of growing, and even Kale did a lot of growing, like personal growth.
Dorian was there.
Yes, because Aelin, she mastered her power or whatever. And
she got out of her funk.
She
learned to trust and love someone again, even though she didn't say it out loud.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she does save him from Maeve, which is the ultimate.
She did save him from Maeve.
Yes.
And this fool, not even 5 seconds after getting broken from the blood oath with Maeve, which doesn't happen, by the way, runs directly to Aelin, cuts her, and says, "Give it to me, baby."
Some people just can't be single, I guess.
He just can't be single. Honey, somebody take care of this man. She's like, "Are you sure this is kind of soon?"
Yeah.
Do you know all that work I just did to free you from that shit? Yeah. But I mean, okay, if you pick me. Let's go hug it out on the docks.
Yeah, because I'm leaving again.
Yeah. And we're not going to talk about whatever this is, but it is something.
Right.
And you're going to find me again.
Right. Because instead of going to Windland, we're leaving from Windland. Still don't know where I am.
mean, I will say that Windland, he had a great run in this story.
A great run. I don't know where we are. I have no idea where we are.
Plane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's just
the Hawks dropped us off.
Madagascar.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're supposed to end up in New York and end up in Madagascar instead.
She literally went on Rumspringa for her attitude and for her face elf. Yeah. He fixed her.
He did fix her. And she's like, "Okay, peace out.
Yeah.
I gotta go save my other
I'm sorry,
people."
I got some really bad news. And that place I just came from, they sent me here. Well, it turns out I have to go save them. So I'm going to do that. You do this thing here. And we'll see each other again. Obviously, he goes, "I'll follow you around the world, or I'll follow you until the end of time." Yeah.
To whatever end.
Again, we're just very repetitive at this point. I get that's your thing. That's our thing.
Yeah.
Cute. Yeah. So, on the other flip side of this, Kale and Dorian, the king wants to see them and Adian. There's some collusion, there's some deception, there's traitors, and it's one of you three, basically, he says. He touts them in front of the court, his people, his guards. Mm-hmm. It's one of you. One of you have done is the traitor.
Yes.
Fucking Adian. This guy. Literally, you just walked into town, sir.
Yeah.
You don't even know the whole story, and you're like, "It's me. I'm gonna jump on the sword because I know it's one of them. I know it's not really me, so I'm gonna say it's me so that they can."
Meanwhile, Kale was about to say something. Adian pops up, and Kale's like, "Well."
Literally, I just see them all going, "What?" Adian, "It's me.
Yeah.
It's wicked. It's me." Adian just goes up on the broom.
Yeah. And he's like, "And by the way, here's your fucking ring."
Oh, yeah, so...
It smelled funky as shit when you tried to give it to me.
The Vogue, we're introduced to the Vogue, we didn't even talk about that, but they stink. They're obviously controlled by evil. And the king has been giving these rings to these people, and he's wearing a fake ring. So smart.
Yes.
That's such a smart move.
Right. Oh, the kicker, this is why they brought them into the collusion circle, if we will. Because when Aelin lit up, I'm never gonna be able to come up with that dude's name. He was possessed by the Vogue. She killed him. He was like a captain or something in the Navy. He has a really weird name.
Okay.
Well, Javi, we'll insert here. Anyways, when she killed him, that's when the king knew that something was up. He knew that Aelin was alive. Because she lit the entire thing on fire and she killed all those Vogues. That's why the king was like, "Oh, Aelin Ash River Galathinius is alive. One of you knows something." That's what sparked the thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
There have been rumors before there was something we talked about, I think, in Crown of Midnight, where it was, you had mentioned him being like, but this was factual proof.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
And he's like, oh.
That bitch threw that shit on fire.
Yes, and Kayla's like, oh,
I've been there.
I've to be so
deja
loud.
vu. I've seen this story before.
Yeah.
It actually happened to me one time at dinner.
Yeah. So that's how they ended up in the room.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also good for you for catching up on international news.
Yeah.
So, one of you knows something.
Yes.
You know what's going on. Of course, why is it the three of them, though?
I don't know.
Sir, have you even been paying attention to your son?
It's the four of them. Sorcha's there. Don't forget about her. I mean, you can.
No, you can't, actually. It's your last chance. I did think that was very suspect when they brought her in.
Yes.
But also, the whole time she's been writing these letters to her friend throughout the book, that was the most, like, catching thing about her, or kind of question. The driest wall paint you could ever watch, dry, is her. She was writing these letters to her friend that we don't know who it is, that was, caught your eye. Other than that, yeah, fell flat. But all that being said,
flat, all right.
It gives double agent vibes. Gives triple agent vibes, actually, because it's always the demure ones, the ones that are quiet toned, the ones that seem like they're helpful. They're doing the work. They're really doing the work for somebody else.
Yeah,
the research work, that is. And so brings them all up there, and the king's like, "You girl, what have you been doing here? You are a traitor. You are the
weakest
father."
link. Oh my head!
Yeah, Dorian's like, "No, she was with me the whole time." And as he goes to say no, they just chop off her head.
And then he just looks.
Actually, she does have a chance to say, I am actually a double agent, and I have been writing about things I know. It has nothing to do with you, Dorian. I actually did love you, and I was going to have sex with you. I was going to suck your peen, I promise. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to get to do that.
No, my head's about to roll on the ground.
I just want you to know that 8 times I said I was going to do it, I really was going to do it this time.
I really was going to do it this time, yeah.
And I did love you, and it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with your father. Again, I want to say, this man.
Yes.
I regret nothing.
Yes.
And your mama.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then.
So cuts off her head. Very dramatic moment. That was the first scream that I had the night that I finished this book, was that. Because I didn't think that they were going to kill her. She's not interesting enough to kill.
Yeah. And then it was so.
Dorian has such an emotional reaction to this girl that you literally met 6 weeks ago.
Yeah. And it was very, gore doesn't bother me, but it was very graphic.
Very, very graphic for, a scene of a head removal. You know what I mean?
For, this many words.
Yeah. I actually saw the blood just, pouring out in my head. And I saw just Dorian crawling in it. Saoirse!
Then her head's just kind of,
Oh, it's got to be rolling. If it doesn't roll, what are we doing here? Yeah. She's a squirter.
Yeah. She's like, oh my goodness, this is graphic.
Yeah, it was. I mean, which then I think makes it okay that Dorian's so upset.
Yes.
How could you do this to me? I loved her. Then the king is like, you didn't love her. She was an awful person. She was writing bad letters about me, obviously. And turns right around and goes, is there something you wanted to say? Oh, wait. Then Adian steps on the sword. Or before that. Anyway, Adian's gone. Is there something you want to say, Kale? Did you want to talk here?
Yeah.
And he's like... And Dorian's like... Magic! I'm sorry. That was the magic.
He's like, don't touch him!
Immediately, that was my second scream. So... obviously, he didn't know that they were going to cut off her head, but it was such an immediate reaction where all of this ice just flies out of Dorian, the room freezes, everyone's frozen except for Kale. It's giving Smallville when he goes to see Jarrell.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I imagined.
And I meant, Aiden is still there, but I imagined he's like, oh.
He's still there at that point?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he fights until Dorian gets the collar. That's when he gets cut.
You know, I just don't even think I paid attention to him in that part of the book.
No, you were too worried about Dorian.
Well, he's having a moment, okay?
He's having a rough day.
This is gonna change everything.
Yeah.
So again, freezes the room, freezes all the people because baby Kale was about to get in trouble with Daddy-O. He says, run, save us. Do the thing. Please, do it for me. Kale, do it for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the magic doesn't last very long. I'm thinking he gets like 5 seconds, 10 seconds out of it. Dad's like, come here, son.
Yeah.
Puts on the Valg collar. You're mine forever now, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
You thought that Sorceress shit was bad. Just wait.
Just wait.
So now Dorian's a Valg. And not only that, but he's a Valg prince.
He's a Valg prince. Yeah.
Different
levels.
Yeah.
It's a pyramid scheme.
You gotta be the prince to be the, yeah.
Yeah.
But basically, it's not just they take over your body and you're soulless.
It's giving
zombie-esque. It's
the
you're being
host.
controlled. The host.
It's giving the
It's
host.
giving the host, yeah. So you're also in there, right? But you're not in there. You don't know your own name. You're just screaming. You're in this internal prison screaming, seeing these awful things happening. It's just, yeah, it's not looking good for Dorian.
No, it's not looking good for Dorian. It's not
Lost
looking
his
good
girl,
for
lost
anybody.
his house, lost his mind, lost his job. Well, he didn't lose a job yet, but
It's
I don't know how you're gonna.
It's not looking good for anybody.
Yeah. Kale's he's on the run now because,
He got out.
yeah.
And it talks about like when he's running, he can hear blast of ice and he's like, oh, he's still alive, and then it goes silent right before he gets out of the castle completely.
There was like, not being criers.
Yes.
When he got the collar, I'm like actually gonna break out in hives right now. Just wait a minute. When he got the collar, I think there was like one that just sat there for a little while. Because the level of just, they were never gonna come back from it anyway. But Dad, my father,
Yeah.
and he just made it sound like he was coming to comfort him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he hears the click and it's over.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to imagine, is it immediate?
Yes.
The takeover is,
I think you got about like 30 seconds.
there's no fade in, there's no fight, there's no,
No.
like, you know, when Bella's fighting dying when she's giving birth.
Yeah.
We were just watching Twilight, sorry. And she's fighting against all that stuff to come back. I think it
No, I don't think so. I think it's like a fade to black.
immediate.
Yeah. You got like
That's
15
even worse.
seconds.
That's even so much worse.
Yeah.
I just imagine him being this big in the inside of a massive prison. Yeah. It's not looking good for Dorian. It's not looking good for Kale. He's on the run. I mean, he did get out.
It's definitely not looking good for Adian. He's in prison.
Aiden is in prison.
Trying to die.
We do find out later that he is trying to commit suicide. Because he's got a lot of shame. He has a lot of shame about the whore thing. He has a lot of shame about Aelin dying thing, but not dead thing. He has a lot of shame about,
Getting caught.
yeah. This guy, he's a real self-loather, but he was trying to do the right
He
thing.
was trying to do the right thing. But it's all gone to hell. Straight hell.
Again, the lines of communication here are very crossed. Manon, we leave the 13. They're still just doing a lot of infighting.
Mm-hmm. Lots of flying.
We definitely have drawn lines with the other clans. We are not hanging out with the Blue Bloods. We're not hanging out with
The yellow
the
leg.
Yellow Legs for sure.
Mm-mm.
And we've got to find the Cochrans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cochrans, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Word on the street is we can get the Wastelands back. Word on the street is they've actually been thriving and no one told us.
Yeah.
I am.
This book ends wildly, though. I will give you that.
The ending is very much it's Akabor. where so much happens in the last 100 pages, and it's a good ending. It's like things you didn't see coming.
Yeah.
The story enhances.
Mm-hmm.
The story progresses. It's Reese turning around, making the face, drawing in his breath, and disappearing into the forest.
Yes.
That was that guitar, I know. Thank you.
It's giving those, like, you get caught up. It's, like, never the part of the book that you're reading Friday at 5 o'clock. It's Tuesday morning at
4 a.m.
Yeah. You have to work at 6.
Literally, I think I could live off of 30 minutes of sleep because this book is it just got good.
Yes, and then that happens and you're like,
never mind that you've been listening all day for it to get good. Yes. And it gets good. The hardest part for me of this entire book, which wasn't a hard read, I finished it fairly quickly, was all the jumping around because I wasn't used to it. We had never gone from point of view to point of view to point of view.
No, that was wild.
And introducing a brand new character point of view with none of our original characters or side characters having any interaction with them. It was literally a whole new line of point of view was jarring. I could care less about her at the end of this book originally. Now she is my favorite. She is one of my favorite, not my favorite. She's one of my favorite characters. If I could be anyone for Halloween, I would be her. If I could be anyone in real life, I would be her.
Definitely cannot stand her in this book, though. Just
it's not that I can't stand her. What's the point? What's the point?
The switching is driving
crazy. What are you doing here?
I'm getting whiplash.
Also, you guys are just really quite. I don't like what's going on here. This is not fun for me.
No.
Did you choose to be? Like, you guys can leave. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About the only thing that saves that entire piece is Abraxas.
Yeah. Oh, we do have a little callback for Duke. When they're going to go help the Duke. The witches are going to help the Duke with his efforts in creating life. So that's the only connection we got with them.
Yeah.
So it's not our fault we didn't like her then.
No, it's not. No.
Sorcia, she came, she saw, she went. Dorian was really just jacking off being Dorian. Kale was actually useful. Rowan was new, hot, raw, next.
Idion was doing the best he could.
We do finally get to put a name to a face with Idion.
I know. I'm so excited.
But we're all left out very much cliffhangers. And let me just go ahead and tell you that season 5 starts out with a bang.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah. Cliffhangers from here on out, basically.
Every book ends on a cliffhanger.
Yeah. There's no ending on a high note.
And some of them are big, some of them are small, but yeah.
Yes.
I think after this book, I finished the series in like two weeks, maybe.
Minus Tower of Dawn. You don't have time to go in that right now.
I don't have time. I'm sorry. We're running out now, but we're going to be on that book soon. So the whole time I'm just going to be talking about how long it took me to read it.
She's going to have no things to say.
Highly recommend you guys read this book. The series is the probably #1 recommended series. I tell people now.
Yes, this is one of my favorite books in the series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I feel like it would have the best soundtrack out of all of them. This one and probably Empire Storms because it give that Viking vibe, you know?
Yes.
Da-da-da-da.
Yes.
See you guys next time.
Bye.